Guys, welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. Now, sadly, I've not got Ray with me this week as he is moving house, but that doesn't stop the content. We've got a great week planned, starting with Derek Chisora versus Kubrat Pulev 2. Now, before we get into this one, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really does do us a favour, so we would appreciate that. Let's get into it. Derek Chisora now, he's 38 years old. He's coming into this one 32 wins, 12 losses, but 23 stoppage wins. And a telling stat for me is that he's actually only been stopped 3 times. Now, he is coming up into this off the back of 3 consecutive losses. The first one for me, he caused Alexander Usyk more problems than many have managed, certainly Anthony Joshua in their first fight. And then he went into the back-to-back Parker fights. The first one for me, he won. I really believe that. I think the knockdown early clinched it. I think there's a round, maybe 2 in it, but he definitely won. The second one, to be fair to Joseph Parker, he went away with Andy Lee, had a full camp, made the adjustments, and came back. And respect to him. But we know what we're going to get with Derek, don't we? The slogan is war. And he's made a good living. He's extended his career the last 4 or 5 years by being on the front foot, being on the opponent's chest, swinging for the fences. It's entertaining, it's fan-friendly, and let's be honest, it sells a lot of tickets, and that's why DAZN, Matchroom, 258 are backing Chisora to the hilt, and so they should be. A lot will get made about the fact that he's got 12 losses, but he's only lost to the top guys. And I am a fan of his, if you couldn't tell. Tyson Fury twice, Dylan White twice. The first one of that, again, I'll be honest, I had Derek Chisora winning it just. He's lost at elite level. He has also lost, though, to this weekend's opponent, Kubrat Pulev. Now, it was on home soil for Pulev, which is worth mentioning. And I do think, it's before this, I want to call it an Indian summer that Derek Chisora is actually having. I'm not going to say he didn't turn up, but it definitely wasn't a Chisora performance that we are now accustomed to seeing. And Pulev did box and box well, which leads us nicely onto him. A lot's getting made of it. He's 41 years old himself now, Pulev. And he did box for a world title December 2020. Most fans will remember that defeat where Joshua knocked him out in the 9th round of their bout. He lost also to Klitschko by stoppage. So I think, is there a possible symmetry there? I know Chisora's got a lot more losses, but they've both lost when they've stepped up to truly elite level. Since then, he went on the Triller Triad combat card thing, and he had a hybrid bout against Frank Mir, who is a big name or was a big name in the MMA world. And he did stop Frank Mir in under 2 minutes. So, I don't know how impressive that is. I'm not an MMA buff. But since then, in May this year, he has outpointed Jerry Forrest in a fight that I think it's fair to say went a little bit underneath the radar. But it does show he'll be fit. He'll be coming into this one fully prepared. And he's going to be ready. The only thing that Chisora may seek some confidence from potentially is the fact that Pulev, he may have overtrained. He's 41 now. Fighters are pushing themselves to the limit. After a camp and a fight, they do need a few weeks rest. And he won't have had that. He'll have done his camp, done Jerry Forrest, and then jumped straight into this. And I don't blame him, because Pulev's talking about wanting to, really kick on, and he wants a world title shot again. Obviously, he talks a lot about doing it for his dad. Chisora's motivation is slightly different in the fact that he says himself he fights for the fans, he fights for himself just because he loves to fight. And I'm excited about this because both are going to know it's a last roll of the dice, isn't it, Saturday at top level anyway. Chisora's going to know, he does it for the fans. But if he loses on Saturday, that probably is his last main event fight at the O2, where, the Derek Chisora is ringing around the arena. Could be the last one. So there's a lot on the line for both of these fighters. As for prediction, it's a heart rolling head. I'm going to say Derek Chisora by stoppage. I think it'll be similar to Takam. At times he'll be troubled, but I'm backing him to come through and get the knockout victory. I just hope we see the same Pulev that fought Anthony Joshua and he's banging his chest. He wants the fight. I don't think we'll get it because he was trying to obviously with Joshua exploit whatever mental frailties may or may not be there from the Ruiz one fight. You're not going to get that same luxury of Derek Chisora. He loves a scrap. I hope we get one, but I'm backing Chisora. Let us know in the comments what you guys think on this one as well. We want your predictions. Now, we'll move on to the undercard. Solomon Dakers first up. He's back. He's not fought since last October. And, this is a step up, and he's fought at quite a high level for someone that's 3-0 with just the one stoppage win. This weekend, he takes on Kevin Nicholas Espandola. Espandola's coming in with a winning record of 7-4. Now, it's tough because he's only got 2 stoppages, which suggests it's, the usual journeyman opponents that, we see prospects fighting on their way up. But he hasn't been stopped. So that does suggest he will cause problems for Solomon Dakers in terms of Solomon getting him out of there. But again, I'm backing Dakers to get off some ring rust. He's not fought since last October. And he'll get the win here and move on to 4-0. Next, we've got Ramla Ali. She's looking to go to 6-0 here against Augusta Marisa Belan Rojas. I have read it. I hope I've got it right. And it's a step up, but it could be one to watch because Ali, again, signed with Matchroom 258. She's a talent. She's getting backed, and I'm excited about her. There's a lot of female boxers I'm excited about, and she's definitely one of them. So keep your eyes out for that. Excuse me. Next up, now this one I am excited about, but really only one-sided. I'm a Felix Cash fan. People who have heard me on this channel talk about him in a very positive manner before. For me, Cash now, he's 29 years old, 15-0 in the pro ranks with 10 stoppages. I think he's one of the best middleweights in the country. I really do. He had that acid test last time out on the Ryder Jacobs card against Madiev. He had to get up off the floor, but he did box very well. And I think he is a level above Vaughan Alexander, who's his opponent on Saturday. Vaughan, he's coming into this 17-6 and 1, 10 stoppages. But when you look at his record, to be honest, UK fight fans in particular will know Zach Parker. He has lost to Zach Parker. And I just think, I hope it's a confidence builder for Felix Cash before we see him step it up, a big British fight. I wouldn't mind the Anthony Fowler fight for both of them. But I want to see a more active Felix Cash. I want to see a big performance on Saturday. And then, I want to see him build towards a world title fight, as we all do. But there's a few tests for him to go through yet. So very excited for that. And let's not forget, he's in a bubbling gym at the minute, a bubbling camp. Tony Sims there at the Matchroom Boxing Gym. Conor Benn, new super featherweight world champion in Joe Cordina. So there's a lot going on. And it's the perfect place for, I think, any younger prospect or developing fighter to prosper. So I'm excited. Got a few more fights. Fabio Wardley. Now, the opponent's not named yet, but Wardley again. First fight since February. He's 13-0 with 12 stoppages. Obviously, former English heavyweight champion. Now, as there's no opponent named, I think we all know where this one's going, don't we? It'll be a little bit of a gimme. But I'm hoping that we then get him back out quickly. And I don't know if it can be made now because obviously we're in different stables. But I'd love to see him in with Nathan Gorman. I think Gorman's a talent. We saw that the other week on his comeback to the ring. Whether it could end up being for a British title, I'm not too sure where the situation is with that. But I'd love to see it. I think it would be a great test for both before that step up. Wardley, he's had some impressive wins. Molina, which is a name, although he's not what he was. Obviously, Nick Webb, in fairness, he had a career best win possibly. So there's a lot going on for Wardley, but activity is key now. He needs to kick on from that white-collar background and obviously start expanding this record. But we need a step up after this one. Then we've got the chief support. And I've deliberately left this one for last because I'm going to be honest, I think a more casual fan probably won't be too excited about this. But I do think the hardcore boxing fans, they know how special this fight is. Obviously, we've seen it before. We're seeing it again. And this is a rematch that I am up for seeing. We've got obviously Israel Madrimov, 8-0 with 6 stoppages. He is a very, very, very talented fighter. And he's coming in off the back of a 9th round TKO win over Mikel Soro, who they fought last December. I think it was 17th, just a week before Christmas. And, you know, Soro's, he's 35-3, 24 stoppages. He's much more experienced in the pro ranks. But obviously, we know Madrimov's background. We know what a talent Madrimov is. And I think the only way Soro can win this is if, you know, he uses that more experience he's got in the pro games. It's a different ball game now, being chief support in the O2, which is going to be lively, especially for a Chisora fight. You know, chief support, the beers are in the fans, aren't they? They create the atmosphere. So it'll be a case of who handles that best. Madrimov is used to an atmosphere. So I am backing a repeat. I'm backing Madrimov for the win. I know Ray is as well. We spoke about this. So guys, let us know in the comment section what you think. I'm excited for this card. Yeah, if you are still with us, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We've got a lot more coming the rest of this week. So yeah, stay tuned and join us on the next one.